Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Coming at you all with another wild update this week again like always. In today's special video, we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 moments in Fortnite duos along with all of the details too. It's going to be pretty wild, so before we get started, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel too if you haven't already for more content like this. Without any more interruptions, let's just go ahead and dive straight into it. Number 10. Surviving a wild fall. The first one we'll be taking a look at is a wild moment that happened with a player using a Deadpool avatar. After witnessing a helicopter crash really close to him, he decided to take a closer look, and what happened next was insane. While his partner watched, it seemed like a wild glitch decided to happen right there and then, as he was launched way high in the air when he approached the helicopter. He was sure that once he would fall back to the ground, he would die from fall damage. But as you can see, that was not the case, and he somehow safely landed on the roof of a house with no damage taken. Pretty insane. Number 9. Shark Attack. This next moment is just as wild as the last, except it was way more unexpected than anything you could have predicted. The player found himself leaving a house when another person came through the door and started shooting. Although the player landed a ton of shots to the head with the SMG, it sadly just wasn't enough and he ended up getting murked. What's strange though is that when he clicked ready up, it suddenly started spectating the player that killed him for a couple of seconds, then out of nowhere, a shark came raining down from the sky, causing the house to disappear before the player loaded out. Sort of crazy, but also really cool. Number 8. Shark Attack the sequel. This next one also involves a shark, but this time, it isn't as random as the last one. In this moment, we see the player pitted against another with just shotguns, and although it was close, the player ended up getting two-tapped and downed. While the enemy was busy reloading before finishing him off, a heroic shark comes flying to save the day and knocks down the enemy with a succession of chomps, knocking him out of the way. Pretty insane to see it happen in real time, but that just goes to show that sharks make a great duo's partner. Number 7. Grapple time. This next clip is wild when you think about the enemy's perspective. The player sees someone crafting a house and grapples directly into it as the other player is still busy building, unable to notice anyone behind him at first. The player lines up the shot to his head, and once he turns around, the player gives no time for him to react and puts him down. Pretty insane. Number 6. Helicopter kill. This next one is pretty wild as well, since we see the player chasing down someone in his helicopter as the opponent is hopping from jump pad to jump pad, attempting to make an escape. It almost worked until around the third jump where the player happened to land right on the helicopter's blades, giving the player one of the coolest kills of the game. Number 5. Another insane helicopter kill. The player rides his helicopter just like anyone else would, chasing their prey down, but he finds the player attempting to cross the bridge to make an escape. The only logical thing here to do is to simply destroy the bridge the enemy is walking on instead of directly focusing on them. With that strategy, the player slices the bridge the enemy is walking on and you can see them falling to their doom. A pretty wild strat to pull off for sure. Number 4. Surprise RPG kill. This clip shows the player getting pretty lucky with his RNG as he saw a couple of structures that were built across from him, so he jump pads high into the sky and lets out an RPG shot in that general direction, not knowing if anyone was really there. Well, his luck paid off because as he landed, so did the rocket and he received a kill after the explosion. A really skillful shot when you think about it. Number 3. Get to the chopper. This next clip is pretty insane because it shows how a great plane can go from smooth sailing to completely wrong in a matter of a literal second. After the player returns cover fire with their RPG to down someone approaching them, they attempt to circle around their partner and make a getaway with the helicopter. Well, as he tries getting in, the player somehow clips and hits the blades instead, instantly downing himself. It didn't stop there though, since he also got launched pretty far before sinking into the depths of the map and actually getting eliminated. Great job, Fortnite. Number 2. Leave it to Mary Poppins instead. The player was having a pretty good game up until he settled a nice spot on the roof of a house. As he continued building, he seemingly just discovered the umbrella mechanic of the game where you can glide to other places, as he compares it to Mary Poppins. However, he completely forgot about the fact that fall damage was still a thing. It looked as if he let go a little bit too early and that caused his death. Well, at least he learned something new, right? Number 1. Bombs away. And finally, the last clip we have to share with you guys is pretty wild. The player finds an unknown number of players huddled in front of a safe vault in one of the buildings on the map. He sees the clear opportunity to start chucking grenades in there non-stop and runs out of there. He ends up getting a pentakill from that, which is actually insane. Goes to show that you really should never confine yourself to tight indoor spaces in any game. But go ahead and let us know what your favorite moment from this list was down in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you enjoyed what you saw, then be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel too for more awesome content like this and much more. We'll see you all in the next one, but until then, goodbye.